Coach of the Year, Pack, and that is John Rittman, who in their first full season has guided the Tigers to the top seed in the ACC Softball Championship. They lead the league in multiple categories: hits, RBIs, ERA, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and total bases. They also rank second in batting average, runs scored, and home runs. And this is a program that is still, by any measure, in its infancy. So our congratulations to the Coach of the Year, and that is Clemson's John Rittman, who joins us again here on Packer and Durham. Job well done, Coach. Congratulations to you and your team.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We're pretty proud and certainly kind of going into uncharted waters like we talked about before. But we're enjoying this ride. We're having fun with it. It's a beautiful day this morning. We get to go out and practice, in some good weather and just really enjoying life. It's a blessing. I'm very humbled with all these awards.
John, it's sometimes I think all of us have to take a step back and just remind ourselves this is your first full season of doing softball. I mean, it's, you get these kind of stories where you go, well, yeah, the team's had a great year and all that stuff. Well, we've been playing for 30 some odd years. About time we won a championship. We just got started. And I mentioned to Wes before we went through all this stuff, I said, the thing that's so remarkable from my perspective with what you've been able to do is that Lonnie has built this monster in Tallahassee. It's one of the ultimate programs in the country as far as winning national championships, dominating a conference. That's what Florida State has been. And for you to roll in here, get this thing off the ground, everybody can't wait to get a ticket to the softball game. It's become a party. It's a festive atmosphere, even though I know we're going through a pandemic. What you have built in such a short period of time is truly remarkable.
Well, when we started this thing, building it from the ground up, I mean, we certainly looked at how Florida State does their business and how they run their program. And, I said in one interview when I first got hired, if we could mirror the success of Florida State and do it the way they do it, that would be awesome. So this conference is been a great conference this year to play in. I think with just everything that's gone on in our world with the pandemic and COVID and the sacrifices that the players have made this year and the medical staff just to put us on the field is just remarkable. And, for us to be, the regular season conference champs, I mean, we're very proud to represent and it's just been one of those years and it's been strange in one hand and perfect in the other hand. So looking forward to the challenges that lie ahead of us and this great ACC tournament that we're getting ready to, take place in for the first time.
John, you know more about this sport. You've probably forgotten more about this sport than we'll ever know. But I'm going to ask you now to look back on your coaching experience and your experience with softball as a whole. Valerie, Cagle, those don't come along very often, do they?
They do not. And when we recruited Valerie, we knew she was a special talent. When you watch her take batting practice or you watch her throw in the bullpen, you're like, wow, that's pretty good for a player her age. Can it transition to on the field? And I think last year we started the season and just watching her perform, early in her freshman year or true freshman year, she had some ups and downs and, has battled through some injuries. And going into this year, we knew that, hey, if Valerie continues to grow and mature and, learns how to handle failures of this game, the sky's the limit. And to watch her grow this year and just have the type of year she's had is pretty amazing. And I know from her teammates and our coaches and everybody who watches her play, on a day-to-day basis, it's fun to watch her.
Coach, I was in Clemson over the weekend, graduation stuff going on and parties and what have you. And Sunday we were killing some time. And again, you know how Clemson is on a Sunday. I know you guys were busy. And the reason I know you were busy is because I had my feet up and you could hear people cheering in the background. And I'm like, man, there must be some crazy graduation party. It had nothing to do with graduation party. People were excited. They were cheering your team on, knocking off Syracuse and clinching the deal. And Hey, it really just kind of captured the moment that here it is, a lazy Sunday in Clemson, SC, beautiful day, and yet people were gathering around, watching, listening to softball. And I'm thinking, wow, you have really captured the essence of Clemson fans who love their sports, obviously, and they love a team that really wins. And for you to be able to do it on a Sunday listen, there was nothing going on, but it was all about Clemson softball on Sunday, clinching the regular season and everything else. So, I mean, congratulations on that, because people are truly fired up. I mean, it's like, man, do you have a ticket to go to the game? And when you get people talking that way, you know you've arrived.
Yeah, I've told this story a lot. Last year when we started the program and we decided to have a fan fest or a fan day, and an hour before the event even started, our manager came up and said, "Hey, do you know there's a line of people trying to get into the stadium?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" and sure enough, we had ended our practice and we were going to give the team about an hour to grab something to eat and get rested up before we introduced them to the fans and did a little home run derby. And I went up to the top of the stadium, looked out, and there's a line of people a quarter mile long. So I think this community's been thirsty for softball for a long time, and so grateful that the university and our leadership decided to add the program. And it's just Clemson fans they're different. They're just so supportive, and then when they get in the stadium, they provide such an electric atmosphere. They're so well educated in the sport of softball, and they're on the umpires right away. They're cheering, outstanding plays. Just the atmosphere was remarkable, and it You can't do anything to create that. That's just the fans that Clemson University has.
Yeah. Last thing for me, Coach, would be how much now do things change? Obviously, the tournament's in Louisville. You guys know what the stakes are there. There'll be an NCAA tournament postseason. The mentality you've had for the first full year has been fantastic in the regular season. But in your mind now, what changes as your team takes that step into postseason?
Well, I think, Wes, the key is not to let it change how we do things. We have been successful by playing loose and relaxed. I think you saw us play the second game against Syracuse in the doubleheader on Saturday when we had a chance to clinch, and we played absolutely horrible. We laid an egg and just didn't play well. And I told our team after that game listen, we can't change just because we're getting into these games that are a little bit more meaningful and there's a little bit more at stake. We've got to continue to believe in each other. We've got to continue to play relaxed and have fun. It's like I told them, we're playing with house money. Nobody expected us to be here. Nobody expected this success to happen this quick. Let's enjoy it and let's have fun and embrace it. But most importantly, don't change what we're doing. And I think that's the biggest key. Yes, it's postseason. Yes, every game now is magnified of the importance. And but literally, we got to go out and play the game of softball. I think try to eliminate all the noise and certainly have fun and be grateful for all the awards and the successes that we've had. But go play softball and have fun.
Hey, Coach, when's Dan Radakovich going to start building that upper deck? That's what I want to know.
Well, I tell you, it's. I know there's been some talk, and I know there's been some plans, and as a coach, you certainly always want to get better and do more and build more, and but honestly, we're just we're humbled to be in this position. We're not taking it for granted. The whole community, what this university has done for Clemson softball, the staff, I can't tell you enough. The Coach of the Year award is great, but it's truly a program award. You can't do it without the players. You can't do it without our outstanding coaches and support staff. And, that's one thing that I really pride myself in is the people that I've surrounded myself with here. They're just great people. We all have the same common goal. We all are very positive in our day-to-day outlook, and it's paying dividends right now.
Well, I tell you what, a marvelous job. Seems just like yesterday. I was up there for a basketball game like February a year ago, and you were starting the program and winning your first game in Florida, and you had joined us on the show. And good heavens, now all of a sudden the top seed in the ACC tournament this week in Louisville. And, Coach, congratulations to you and your team and to Valerie as well. And we look forward to watching the championship unfold this week.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on, and go Tigers.